thought it was a great basketball game, a great team effort by our kids. I thought our kids really dug in and played extremely well defensively, as we have throughout the season. Defense has been a big key, especially since the tournament. Since the tournament started, our kids have played very well defensively.
If you could, Coach, talk a little bit about the beginning of the second quarter when I thought that your defense really made a big difference. You trailed for the first time, put on a big run. I think how the other team scored was for almost 6.5 minutes. Tell me the importance of that again.
Well, I think Dylan made a couple of big keys in that stretch, and I think that got us going. Dylan's for the last 2 years has been one of our best defensive basketball players, and he's always making the big plays at the defensive end of the floor. They're really important, and again today he made some really good defensive plays, and I thought overall defensively we picked up. I mean, if you look at after the first quarter, they only scored 28 points, and so I thought defensively we all stepped up. It was good team defense.
Gene, 2 straight years you've had Tresser Award winners. Can you just explain to everybody here why Cody is our Tresser Award winner?
Well, he's just a great young man, a high character man, and great student, and just a very good basketball player. I mean, he's the total package. He does everything well. If you're trying to pick a guy that you want to coach, he would be an example of a kind of kid that you want to coach. And hopefully I have some more in my career like that.
Cody, you're second member of your family. What are your thoughts on that?
It's definitely a great honor winning that award. It puts a lot of importance on academics as well as being a good basketball player, so it's definitely a great honor.
How do you feel like you played against another 7-footer today?
Kind of felt like AAU playing against guys bigger than me, so I thought we did a pretty good job overall. He got in some foul trouble, so he wasn't out there the whole time, but I thought we did well.
Coach, how do you feel like he did against him?
Oh, I thought he did well. It was he's a pretty physical player, and I thought right from the beginning, Cody attacked him off the dribble and was aggressive against him, which is what I expected out of him, and he did a great job.
Robert, was it easier for your guys because you have practiced against someone 7 foot, the rest of the guys the last 2 years?
Well, other than we don't have any 7-footers. I mean, Cody's about 6'11", and unless they were missing some at home, but
My little brother coming up. 8th grade, my little brother.
Yeah, your little brother. But I guess practice against them. I mean, Robert practiced. We practice against them in the drills and so forth, and that may help us during the year. But I thought we all did a nice job of attacking him throughout the ball game.
What was the idea with Myers, their point guard? He came in, I don't know what he was averaging, but a pretty high number. What would you try to do with him?
Try not to let him have the basketball as much as possible. He's a really good player, and Dylan had the job of stopping him, containing him. I thought he really did a nice job. I see he still got 17, but he had forced him into 4 turnovers, and he had to take 19 shots in order to get those 17 points. And, I thought he really did a nice job on him, and the other kids did a nice job of stepping out on. They run a ton of ball screens, and our kids really did a nice job of jumping out there and helping on the ball screens and helping Dylan through the ball screens. And whenever you're playing against somebody like that, it takes a team effort. Dylan was the primary guy on him, but the rest of the team did a great job as well as helping him.
Cody, could you talk about winning back-to-back? You'd like Joe, can you do a little talking now that if you did it, now you've done it, and talk about your teammates as well?
Yeah, it's definitely fun winning it. It's better every time. And I wouldn't have done it without my teammates and coaches. 2008, I don't think I would have won it without that one teammate of mine. It's definitely fun every time, but it gets better every time.
Speaking on that a little bit, does this feel like kind of like a weight taken off your chest a little bit to get this second championship, considering you followed your brothers, and I know for sure that's been a heavy load to have to carry? How's your feelings on that?
I haven't didn't feel like I had too much pressure on me. They were, they were very supportive of me, and I just try to go out and take it one game at a time. And fortunately, we were able to win another state championship.
I think maybe that one we won last year probably took a little weight off his back because he already had one coming into this year, made it a little bit easier, to do. And, I think our kids, last year maybe it was a little surprise for us winning it. I mean, some people in Washington thought we should win it, but I think it was a little surprise for some people. I think this year people had their tickets in September and October to come here. People were counting on winning it. And I think that goes to these guys right here, these 4 guys that started, to stay at the even keel throughout the season, keep working hard throughout the season to earn a chance back here. I thought they just did a tremendous job throughout the season of working and to be here and win another one when everybody expects you is a lot tougher than you think.
Kurtis, I saw you had the honor of cutting down the net. I mean, personally, what does that mean to you? Just talk about, what it means to win.
Oh, I mean, it's great. I mean, cut down the net after we win a big ball game like this, my second state title. It's great. Speechless. I don't say.
And now he doesn't have to listen to his dad talk about his 2 state championships.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kurtis, I was wondering, does this kind of make you feel a little bit better, get a family double-double now?
Oh, yeah.
Make life at home a little simpler?
Oh, yeah. I hear it all the time now.
Cody, now that your high school career is over, I mean, looking back, what do you think you're going to remember most about your time in Washington these last 4 years?
Like I said, the teammates, coaches, the great fans we had, it was proved tonight. The whole side was filled all the way up to the top. So I definitely enjoyed my 4 years here in Washington.
Cody, real quickly, you were just kind of a little guy in 2005, no pun intended, but what do you remember a little bit about that first one way back? And just, where were you sitting back then? What do you remember about the very first one?
I was sitting with my parents. I don't remember a whole lot. I was only in 6th grade, but I never dreamed that I went 3 of them on my own. It's definitely fun.
Dylan, with about 55 seconds left, you kind of came over to the Washington crowd and asked for a response that you got. That had to be a wonderful feeling when it kind of came, the realization finally came that, you guys are going to win this thing. Tell me about that moment.
Oh, I mean, it was a great feeling. I mean, I love being here with these guys. I mean, I'm going to miss them all next year, and, I'm speechless right now. I love being here, and this is a great feeling right now.
Robert, I thought you played a very vital role, especially in the second period with your inside play. They got the ball into you a lot. You rebounded, scored some baskets. Tell me a little bit about that second period and how you think that affected the game.
Yeah, I mean, I just came to this game with the idea that I have to play defense, and when I get the ball inside, to take it up strong, because, I mean, they got pretty big physical players out there.
Okay.
Robert, can you talk about, coming as a sophomore, you didn't know who your hysteria is, how do you like your taste of it now?
Oh, it's great. When I came in my sophomore year, I mean, I was in for a rude awakening, playing in Zeller.
Conditioning.
Yeah, conditioning. Wow. First day I got here, it was terrible. I mean, we're just doing like a little shoot around, and after practice, I was upchucking everywhere. I mean, but it's great being here.
Makes all that work worthwhile.
Yeah, it does.
Obviously, you guys are losing some key seniors, but is it too early to start thinking 3 in a row?
Yeah, it's too early to start thinking about next year. We're just happy to celebrate this year, and we'll worry about next year after spring break, right?
Yeah, great. Coach, that you guys really dominated backwards, out rebounding by 18. Coming into the game, is that something you emphasized in practice, or how important was that for you guys?
Well, rebounding was very important, although I look at that rebounding thing, and sometimes total rebounds can be deceiving. The thing that bothers me when I looked at it, and they can tell you that's what I talked to them about at halftime, was you look at their rebounds, they had 11 offensive rebounds. And That was something we talked about at halftime. That's way too many. They were strong, physical inside. We did do a very good job of keeping them off the offensive boards, and that was really, that's, you know, what kept them in the ballgame in the first half, I think.